welcome to Italy. And what's more, welcome to Adria Karting Raceway, a 1,302 metre karting circuit with premium facilities, being the scenery and the backdrop for the first round of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy season. Italy is famed for its motorsport heritage, its artisan cooking, and also classical music. But we were here for the racing action, as were a total of 130 competitors who were assisted by their teams, families and friends, and also with 25 different nationalities represented. Adria Karting Raceway, the perfect way to kick off our season. And with that being said, it's time to take a look back at the action in Adria, where 4 lucky drivers will head to Le Mans this coming August. As you can see, they have, it's like a traffic jam on the N25 here, but we have some carts stuck together going into, well, they're trying to sort that out pretty quickly, so there will be another formation lap, I feel. That's, I think in my eyes, that wasn't really a start because there were about 6 carts all stuck together with Olli Pilka just behind. Yes, it is counting down, so we are actually under green flag conditions. Well, that's pretty quick. Zermatt, Edquist and Spinkovic are all together. Spinkovic goes up the inside of Zermatt, as does Vilgod Edquist, as Mike Van Vugt has now lost out to Olli Pilka going through turn 2 on lap number 2 here. So just over 10 minutes to go, so Mike Van Vugt. But it is not necessarily about getting the win. It is also sometimes getting about those points consistently throughout the race weekend to put your stamp on the top step. Leading that train, I think it is Charlie Wirtz at the moment, so I think the young Austrian, who's also running in the FIA Academy Trophy this season, is in around about 6th position by my count. Well, 7th position, as Jeff Michiels is still in 6th, as there's been a little, well, Dan Ginchard has just been passed by Danny Van Dyke going through turn 3. Was there the slightest amount of contact? Really couldn't see from my vantage point, if I'm completely honest with you. And winning the first final of the day, it is going to be from Poland. Olli Pilka from Dan Holland Racing wins final number 1 in Junior Max. 0.0548 seconds ahead of Mike Van Vugt, with Vilgod Edquist from Sweden rounding out the top 3. And what a great showing for Poland in terms of national pride. Another 2 drivers in the top 5 in the form of Marcel Zermatt and Jerzy Spinkovic rounding out the top 5 positions. Charlie Wirtz did pip Jeff Michiels for 6th position at the flag. The juniors hopefully going to get a clean start first time of asking. They go into the tram lines. The Rotax Max engines roar into life. And do we go green this time? Well, not too sure. But they are at full racing speed. It is going to be a squabble for positions from at least 5th onwards. 2 abreast, 3 abreast coming out of turn number 2 there. Thus far, all 31 competitors still out on the asphalt. It is blisteringly hot out there. There has been a little bit of a breeze, but not enough to help cool everyone's core temperatures here. But at the moment, Van Vugt has got the head down, and he's a clear distance of nearly 0.6 of a second ahead of Marcel Sermach. Vilgot Edgris, Ollie Pilker, and Jerzy Spinkovits round out the top 5, but Leighton Fury, the youngster from South Africa, up into 6th place, past Charlie Wirtz. Half tenths between himself and Van Vugt. And in the meantime, just keeping an eye on what Leighton Fury is doing at the minute, he is about just over 1.5 off of Marcel Sermach, who is in 4th position behind Vilgot Edquist from Strawberry Racing. So Jules Castro now behind Shota Fuji. So Castro in 18th place behind the Japanese driver, who started in 21st and went racing just over 9.5 minutes ago. So we got 2 minutes 23 seconds plus an additional lap here. Meanwhile, Andrissani, oh, that was close. Oh, that was a bit of nearly a bit of carnage there. Andrissani fired it up the inside of Michiels, going through into turn number 3. The German went sideways and nearly took Michiels with him, and the pair went Tokyo Drift through that corner, so that was very close indeed. But, ladies and gentlemen, the checkered flag is being prepared for the final time for Junior Max action, and it waves for the 217 of Mike Van Vugt from the Netherlands, who now not just has, provisionally speaking, a grand final ticket, I think he's got a ticket to Le Mans this coming August. Come round turn 10, they will split and go into the tram lines. The Rotax Max engines roar into unison, and they go into turn 1. Now, was that a better start this time? Yes, the field's a lot more compressed. Now Brunsils is trying to go up the inside of Olsen going into turn 1. Olsen holds on to the lead. There is someone very, very daring around the outside of turn 2. A bit further abreast it's 2, 3 abreast at points. Gazzo is up into 7th, up from 10th position. Brown Nutley all the way down in 9th, but the battle at the front of the field, and there has been a change. Yep, Brunsils has got past Matilda Olsson. 3-second penalties, 3:07. Bradley Barrett, 3:08. That is going to be, I'm just trying to find out here, 3:08. Ilian Brunsils, and 3:09. Mario Novak. So the 3 drivers in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. You know what this means? This is really going to change the race, because that means on aggregate, César Gazzo is effectively in 2nd position. That pace is absolutely blistering from the Strawberry Racing Swedish driver. Brett, now he's not going side by side through turn 5, was he? Oh, that was close. That was very close indeed. And he's trying to go round the outside, make the switchback cut in through turn 6 and turn 7. Barrett is fending off on that. Novak's got the inside and takes the Britain for 3rd place into turn 8. Meanwhile, here we go. Matilda Olsson takes the inaugural win of the season in the Senior Max Finals. So what a job for Matilda Olsson. 4.388 seconds for the Swede. And I tell you what, whilst Novak and Barrett were battling, Brunsils has provisionally secured himself 2nd position. They come towards the final corner here. So, Olsen on the left-hand side of your screen at home is on pole position. Brunsils alongside. The Rotax Max engines go into the rev ranges and they go green. Whoa! That was a... Charlie Turner! Is that you in the front? I think that very well might be. Not too sure, but let's just see as they come through turn 2 for the first time. Olsen now down in 3rd, make that 4th. Is that Charlie Turner? That is! Charlie Turner takes the initial lead and gets an absolute flyer. But I tell you what, it's now it is now game on for who's going to get the ticket to Le Mans, because Brunsils got one up on Olsen back in Genk for the grand finals. Meanwhile, Olsson is, I think, very much in prime position, because she was leading the way. She got on pole for both finals at turn 7. But Brunsils now trying to stick with Olsen. this could be... Now, Olson has done all the hard work. Now the real hard work begins. Because when you start leading, you need to break the toe or you're not going to get a gap. And that's going to be very interesting to see. It's 1/10 exactly between first and second. But as Brunsils goes for the lead, Charlie Turner goes flying up the inside of Olson. That's really changing the dynamic of this race. But Olson fires a salvo of her own back round Turner. Past Turner, through into turn number 3. What a great job from the Swede. Instantly recovers from it. Right on the back bumper, the Belgian going through turn 5. Now we go into the tightening, ever so tight right-hander as Laszlo Zueva loses out to Charlie Turner. Meanwhile, Cesar Gazor has jumped into 3rd position. Brunsils is trying to do every trick in the book to try and force an issue with Matilda Olsson, but Olsson absolutely having none of it with a Swedish resolve coming through at the moment. The field a little bit. Oh no! Contact between the two! Hunter into the barriers off of turn 9 on the final lap of the race. That's not what the pair wanted, but Matilda Olsson does it and takes the ticket to Le Mans this coming August. 2 for 2 in the qualifying heats, 2 for 2 in the finals. A perfect score for Matilda Olsson from Sweden. What a great job. So the boot's on the other foot for Ilian Brunsils, but the main thing is I am so relieved after that hard hit into the barriers that Reese Hunter literally got up and out of the kart straight away. So, very well controlled by Jürgen Bezel. Jürg is on pole on the right-hand side of the track. The revs rise on the Rotax engines. Do we go green? Looks like we have done as they go firing in. And it's 2 by 2 going through. Well, it's the 2 KCSA Austria drivers trying to go at it at the front. But Jan Schwitter got the jump on one of them. He's up into 2nd. Schiblak in 2nd position. And Jakub Bezel, who currently leads by about 4/10 of a second. Meanwhile, it's getting a bit dicey at the back part of the field, going through turn 8. Oh, you wanted action aplenty, you should be here at Adria. Because under the Sunday sunshine, the sun might be baking us, but I tell you what, the drivers are resolute in wanting to put on the best performance they can for themselves, but also to help those, entertain those that are watching, and with families far and wide from all across the globe, so to speak, especially as far east as Japan. So we have 6 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock left to go. Jakub Bezel still leads, but Nico Jorg is looking very menacing on the back bumper of Sander Schiblak coming out of turn 3. Looks like the Austrian has got the legs coming out of the corner. Jan Schwitter is now down in 5th position behind Peter Bezel. Unfortunately, on lap number 10. So the Spanish driver also not going to get any results. Now let's see where Villilainen is in the meantime. Well, the Finnish driver has got from 33rd to 23rd. That's a gain of 10 positions for the Finn. So this will help in terms of his starting order in the grid for final number 2 a bit later on this afternoon. So we're into the last 2 minutes or so. And just keeping an eye on proceedings. Well, it's happened. Nico Jorg has got past Sander Schiblak, and here comes Peter Bezel. No, it's happened. It's happened. Now, was that an overtake around the outside of Sander Schiblak? He's normally privy to doing that to other people. Now he's had the boot put on the other foot, so to speak. Up the short blast, through the left kink, round the final corner comes Jakub Bezel in the 401 to take the checkered flag and win DD2 final number 1 here in Adria. Field needs to start sort of catching up. They are being caught napping. Are they going to go green this time? Looks to be the case. That looks to be a better start. And well, if memory, it looks like from my eyesight, I think the 2 Bezels are leading the way So it is now the 4:01, Jakob Bezel, 4:02, Peter. And we've got the 4:22 of Zander Schiblak up into third position. Jan Schlosser up into fourth now. To be honest, I don't really know. And that's quite surprising for me to hear, but sometimes it is a case of you have to look at it. You have to look at everything you can. You have to look at any sort of data that you can extrapolate with regards to maybe other tyres going off a bit too early. Is the setup too aggressive? So the tyres, you know, when they're going through these corners and they're pulling over 1.5 times the force of gravity, probably through more than likely turn number 2 and also turn 1. So those are two of the fastest points on this circuit, and yet the thing is the sidewalls only have so much lateral give before you put them over the actual physical realms of adhesion. It's David Remy, but hopefully we'll see him firing back on all 125 cc's of that Rotax Max DD2 engine at Kristianstad in the second weekend of July. That's the 12th to the 14th. So 24 seconds remain on the clock. The Basels still continue to assert their presence over the lead as Zander Schiblak goes exactly the same lap time as Jakob Bezel at 50.819, whereas Peter goes 6 1/1000ths of a second quicker. Meanwhile, at the moment, the fastest lap of the race has just gone down to the 11th place driver, Daniel Mahacek, as the time expires for the last time for DD2 here at Adria Karting Raceway. But Jakob Bezel comes through into turn 9 for the final time. A little bit of a dip going in through to the apex. Blasts up through the left-hand kink into the right-hander at the final turn. The checkered flag will wave and Jakob Bezel does the double here in Adria. And provisionally speaking, he takes the ticket to go to Le Mans in August, with Peter having fought tooth and nail to get up the order in the first final. Now comes second, ahead of Zander Schiblak, who takes third position, having started in fourth position. Do we go lights out? Looks to be a fairly good start there. Now, Dejevski got a really good hold shot there, so looks like Moransky might have slotted in behind. No, turn 2, sorry. So at the moment, it's definitely game on between these two. They're scrapping at the front. It's a cutback attempt from, looks like that is going to be, now, let's just see, this is a great battle. This is what you mean by side-by-side competitive action here, and it's being provided by the two leaders. They have changed positions twice in the last 3 corners as they exit through turn 7. This is going to allow Reinaldo Gremiger from Switzerland to close up, as will Christoph Adams. And with the caliber who we actually have in this field, and we have one driver who needs no introduction, he's the guy running in 4th position. Christoph Adams heads to Sarno later on this year, has a ticket for the 20th running of the Grand Finals. Of course, BRP Rotax celebrating a 20th anniversary this year, so many congratulations to them. Based out of Austria in terms of Rotax engines for karts, so that's a really good thing to see how much continuation there is. As we concentrate a little bit more on the battle between Moransky, Gremiger. Now Gremiger, has he got past Moransky? Yes, the pair are swapping positions. So that was really good. Briefly, for I think about a couple of corners, that was Reinaldo Gremiger from Switzerland on the Maranello chassis in the 527, just past the current defending champion, as Michael Becker looks to have got past the Swiss ace just then. So Gremiger up now down into what is effectively, there are some few changes here. It is getting a bit feisty, and looks like it's Geza Fordor against Becker is looming. He's looming large over the back bumper of Christoph Adams, a 13-time participant in the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals. As they come through, little bump over the curves from Christoph. That's unsettled him, and it's allowed Becker to go up the inside of turn number 4. Switchback straight away from Adams, and slingshots past. Goes round the outside. Now this is a cat and mouse game. This is what we know. Some of us know that Christoph Adams likes playing games. He's doing this to Michael Becker right now. That's brilliant. To conclude what's been a great first half of the finals action here of the season opener for the 2019 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season in Northern Italy. And Becker, nearly got him, but Gremiger shut the door and said, no, you're not coming through, Michael. Becker's thinking otherwise, and he's gone up the inside of the Swiss driver through turn number 3. Wow, this is brilliant. I love it when the DD2 Masters have this sort of ding-dong battle, even though we might have it side by side between the pair of them going into turn 5. And Becker goes around the outside, and up the inside goes Moransky. There's Gezaforo, Champion. Now comes Konrad Bayer. Meantime, I'm going to concentrate on the leader and try and keep one eye on those battling behind Reinaldo. Reinaldo Gremiger loses out to Michael Becker, but Roberto Pajewski continues his run of domination in the first round of the championship by winning the DD2 Masters final number 1 by 4.142 seconds ahead of Christoph Adams. Michael Becker takes 3rd position. But the revs rise on the Rotax engines for one last time. We go lights out, and Michael Becker has got ahead of Christoph Adams in the initial hole shot. So there has been an open invitation, not as in he's going to pay for your entry for you, because he's already got one for the season. Roberto Pajewski from KSCA Sodi Austria has said, if you want to come and race somewhere in Europe, come to the Euro Trophy. Michael Becker, 3.373 seconds adrift, but has put in a pretty good lap time, 51.03 31. Come on, Reinaldo Gremiger, gets stuck in there like you did in the last one. Could we have treble 4 to the stewards, please? That's driver number treble 4 to the stewards, which is one of the DD2s. Moransky's getting a bit racy now behind Christoph Adams. This could be the way to start igniting this last final of the race weekend here at Adria. So that's when you find yourself racing against a chap who has been racing in DD2 Masters for a very long time, has a lot of tricks in his playbook, or up his racing overall sleeves, I might say. Round towards, checkered flag waves, and it is going to wave for Roberto Pajewski, who takes, provisionally speaking, a ticket to the International Trophy in Le Mans between the 20th and the 24th of August.